So today we are discussing about Ngiinx. So, or we can say, or we have, I think, one carry. Okay. So basically, we are talking about reverse proxy and load balancer. Okay. So before going further, uh, okay. So before going further, I would like to know what is the meaning of reverse proxy according to you. I mean, if you know the meaning of proxy, that is also fine. Okay. And I guess I do have a person here. Yeah. So anyone can tell me what is the meaning of proxy or reverse proxy according to you. So yeah. So okay. So proxy is the thing where a user is trying to access a website. Okay. So let's say assume it's in New York or something. Okay. Or something like it's in a different place. Okay. So we don't want user to hit the traffic directly. So we want user to come through the proxy. Okay. So there is sometimes where we cannot access the sites directly. Okay, because our ISP is blocking here. Okay. Let's assume. So user is trying to access where our ISP is blocking the our ISP is blocking the website. Okay, so you cannot go forward and now. So what we are doing, we are coming by an alternate route, so which is proxy. So proxy will enable the traffic, as in it will basically forwards the traffic, or let's say carry forward and returns the traffic for us. So it's like a handler. Okay, so we are accessing through. So whereas coming to reverse proxy, it's access something similar. Okay, a basic website, right, or a basic, you can take any company or any data center or anything. Okay, so it has a lot of components. Okay, so you have a servers, okay, you have a database, you have load balancers, or you have, let's say, cache servers or anything. Okay, so you have n number of components. Okay, so when user is trying to access, so I don't want user traffic to come inside directly. Okay, so like if I give access to my server, okay, let's assume my server IP is something like my server IP is something this. So I don't want to give access to the user directly. Okay, so what I'll mention, so I'll tell them to come via reverse proxy. And I have my app over here, and anything. So any traffic is coming through, so we want reverse proxy to handle it. Okay. So and any new user is coming. So we'll tell that, okay, you come via reverse proxy. You don't access the server directly, you come via reverse proxy. So how do we tell that? Say what we do is when we are accessing a website, the first thing we do is DNS, right? So in the DNS, we tell the website to hit reverse proxy first, so which will carry forward the traffic. Okay, and the reverse proxy has an additional functionality that's called load balancing. So based on the traffic, as in the weight of the traffic or different parameter. So we will ask loader. So we will ask the Ngiinx or anything to do this part also. And the reason why we are learning this part is, so in the earlier session we learned about the containers, right? Docker. Let's say app one. Okay. So in earlier session, we learned about the containers. So where if you see in our ecosystem, we have multiple containers and they can be in a multiple places. Okay. We didn't go to Docker Compose or Orchestrator or anything, but we seen that there are multiple applications running in our ecosystem. Okay. Now, what we want is we want someone to route the traffic, as in like a traffic constable kind of thing. So direct the traffic. Okay. So if you are coming for this application, you should go to this place. Okay. Or if you are coming for another application, you should go to this place. So we want someone to do a direction. Okay. And also when I'm trying to access the website, I need to open this port. Okay, let's say port 5000, and this one port 3000. Let's say port 3000. So when I'm trying to do, I need to open this port to the user. So when someone is trying to open this, so they should be able to access this one. So instead of this, so if we can remove the port, yeah. So we'll tell our RP, as in reverse proxy, to take care of this. So user cannot access the web port directly. All he can do is access the application, not the infrastructure. Okay. So I spinned up a website. Just a second. Yeah, the reason I am taking AWS is for the DNS. I can do this one in local as well. So yeah, I have this IP, so I'll try to open this one. Or I can open directly here itself. Okay. Yeah, that way maybe the view would be little comfortable. Okay, and if you see my domain, 1 second. So if you see my domain, we have all these things. So what is it I'm looking for? Let me go to, so I installed an Ngiinx here. So you can install with this. Okay, CD, C. So I have a sites available. So yeah, so this is my site. So I set up a site called hotel.sysdata.com. Okay, so if we go here, so this is the one, and I'm pointing to this the IP address 44.203. Okay, so if I go inside, so basically it has two things. So it has one component which is yeah. So which it has one component which is port 80, and it has one more component, port 443. Okay. So I think most of the people are already aware. If yeah, I'll just show it. Okay. So what exactly this configuration, Nginx configuration? So I'm saying, yeah. So one, I'm saying the server name, which is the URL of the website. Okay. So we have the slash location. Let's assume I have something like slash health or anything. So I should be pointing to this. And what kind of index file it is, like what kind of file it is, if it is index.html or index.php. So here I'm specifying the folder of my files. So that would be here, etc nginx available. The source is var triple w. Okay. So should be there. So this is my source. Okay. So if you ask me, so these are all I have. It's just a static site I copied. Okay. And if we go here, so we have two things. If the host is equal to hotel, so what you're saying, you are hitting doing a redirect, Nginx redirect. So you're asking if someone is trying to access the hotel website directly, so you would redirect to HTTPS. Okay. And you listen on port 80 and the server name is this. Okay. And so there is two things. So one is host and another is server. Okay. So host is your URL and server is your, let's say, your DNS name of the server. Okay. So this is all SSL certificates. So this is created by certbot. Okay. So let's access our website first. And I'll give HTTP. Okay. So what I'll do a one more hit instead of this one. So hotel. This time I'll try HTTP again. Okay. So if you see this one clearly, yeah. So the first one, when I'm trying to hit the website with the HTTP, it's doing a redirect. So yeah, site mode permanently. And yeah, so it's doing a redirect to HTTPS. Okay. And the HTTPS, there is a get call and it got succeeded and it went to port 443. Okay. So that is what it happens. Let's assume when you're trying to open a website on port 80. Okay. As in HTTP. So it does a redirect to HTTPS. Okay. And if you're asking me why this is a prerequisite, so let's assume you learned about the Kubernetes or any other things. Okay. So you set up your all your applications similar way. Okay. You set up everything, but you want someone to tell whenever someone is hitting a website. Okay. You want someone to tell, see, this is the point you're supposed to hit. Okay. So in Kubernetes environment, that's called ingress. So there is a lot of index things you can try. There is Nginx, there is a AWS load balancer. Okay. So you have traffic, like multiple ingress are there, but ingress is something similar to load balancer, or let's say you can say something load balancer and reverse proxy type. Okay. So that's the reason we are learning about it. Now, if you come back, so I have a different website. Okay. So I have a website now. Okay, I think the Flask cannot work. Okay. So I have the MERN website, like we worked on it previously, and the MERN website is running on MERN Stack website is running on Ford 5000, and this is a BMW app. Okay, BMI app. Like we are trying to calculate BMI and all. So let me open it. I'll see the security groups. Yeah, I think 5000 is not allowed, so that's why I'm not able to access it. So let me open port 5000. Okay. Okay, I'm opened a backend. I try to open a backend one. Now I'll try to open front end also. What's happening? Yeah. Yeah. So hmm. Yeah, I remember. Like I think this got some issue. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Okay. First color Ngiinx. Okay, I think this also is hitting on. Okay, that's okay. I'll look for the UI. That should be fine for now. If I cannot get the complete functionality, that's okay. So yeah, whenever I'm trying to open this one, so I'm supposed to open port 3000. Okay, so I don't want to open the port 3000 for the users. Okay, for the front end. So I want Nginx to handle it. So for this, what I'll do, I'll register a URL. I'll go to my DNS, create a record. And so DNS cannot understand custom ports. Okay. So yeah. So BMI, and let me put the URL here. Someone wants to take a look. Okay. Now, how will I check if the DNS records got propagated or not? So I can just go to my terminal. Let's say CMD, and I can just do a NS lookup if the record is showing up. Okay. So NS lookup. Uh, yeah, it got reflected. So now what I'll do, I'll spin up my website there. Okay. So and yeah, if we yeah, after this I'll explain what is uh yeah, what is this let's encrypt. Okay. So I think I can copy default Nginx. Okay. So cd etc cd Nginx. cd sites.
Hey everyone.
Yeah. So I'll create a directory. Sorry, I'll create a file cp default. My file is bmi. Is a little complex. Let me remove this. Yeah, so this is what. So I'm working on port 80 now. And I'm telling like this is my host name as in bmi.sysdata.com. So whenever you're trying to hit this host name, so you should do proxy pass as in, so you should hit this server on the port 3000. Okay. So now I'll save this. Um, so I need to open a link from sites and available to sites enabled. Okay. So yes. CD, etc. CD, etc. And yes. Sites. Okay. So this part is done. I can check with Nginx-t sudo. Yeah. So Nginx-t is way to verify if the site is proper or not. Okay. As in all the syntax is proper or not. and I'll load the site sudo nginx reload. Okay. Sudo service systemctl service. Yeah. So I think my site should be enabled now. I'll open. Yeah. So the problem is I'm trying to open the site in HTTPS format. Okay. So whereas the site is saying it is not secure, doesn't support a secure connection. So I'm saying still continue to the website. Okay. So here if my certificate is saying the certificate is not approved, so it's not secure. So my UI is loading, but I want to make this website as a HTTPS. Okay. So in order to do that, I need to get a SSL certificate. So I think long back we seen how the SSL certificate works. So this is your browser, and this is your app. Let's say, okay, and you have your certificate authority CA. So you have two pairs: public cert and private cert. Okay. So what we do is, so once we generate the so what happens in background is for this URL, whatever it is, VM. So there will be two certificates will be generated. So public and private cert, and we will take that to CA authority. Okay. So who is the CA authority here? So we have Cloudflare, we have AWS Cert Authority, or we have DigiCert. And the free one people use is Let's Encrypt. Okay, so we will take this one to get it signed by CA. So once it's signed by CA, so whenever, yeah, I think CA would tell this. So once it's signed by CA, so whenever is someone trying to access my website, so whenever is someone trying to access my website, so they will have one pair, which is the public cert. Okay, so they will get this cert from browser. So the user, so basically the user access the website in the browser. So browser gets the public cert from there. Okay, and that public cert it will get it checked by CA. Okay, so it will ask like, okay, whether this public certificate is approved or not. Okay, if CA replies like yes, the certificate is approved, so the browser it will get the HTTPS. Okay, so that's what happens. Let's take this one for example. Okay, so connection is secure, certificate is valid. So if you see, this site is signed by Amazon RSA. Okay, as in Amazon certificate authority. So I'll take Cloudflare or I can take HackerRank. Okay, yeah, Hacker Earth is there. Yeah, this also signed by Amazon RSA. Let me see Hacker. Yeah, Interstate Technologies. Yeah, so this is approved by DigiCert, right? So it needs to get approved by one person. Okay, so I have my hotel website. If you see this one, this is signed by Let's Encrypt. Yeah, so Let's Encrypt. This is signed by Let's Encrypt. So what will I do? As I mentioned earlier, so I'll get it signed by Let's Encrypt. For that, we use something called certbot. Okay, so okay, and it has a validation, as in the certificate will be valid for 365 days or something. So it's your duty, the site admin duty, to get it renewed every time. Okay, I think if I open this, Yeah, see, it expires on June 19, 2026. So it's someone's duty to make sure to get it renewed on time. Okay. And yes, it comes under part of a study or admins and all. So we need to have a monitoring in place in order to get to know whenever the certificates are expiring or not. Okay. So let's go back. So this is how the process goes on. So now we'll get our cert bot to do the procedure. Okay. So I have certbot installed. So uh, I can register. Okay. So what will I do? I'll start with the Ngiinx. So this is the one. So sudo certbot hyphen Ngiinx d, and also maybe one of you can verify. Yeah, just one of you can verify if your site is accessible or not in HTTP. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I've already pasted here. If someone you can verify if it is accessible HTTP. Okay. Now I'm handing over to certbot to do the procedure. Okay. So yeah, as I told, it's requesting a certificate for the this URL. Okay, and the log will be saved here. Yeah, if you see, so we have we have two certificates. So one is full chain, and we have a private key certificate as well. So certbot has scheduled a task to automatically renew the certificate in the background. So that is okay. Your certificate is a deployed certificate on for this particular website. Okay. So what will I do? Let me check the log. Yeah, so that is what it's basically giving all Nginx configuration, and it's enabling the site. So what will I do? I'll go ahead and check my website. Okay. BMM. Yeah. So now I have my certificate signed by certbot from the Let's Encrypt. Okay. It didn't mention organization because when I'm requesting, I need to mention all these things. So I can only see the public key here. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to verify. So this particular one, I'm accessing on port 3000, right? So let me verify if it is. Yeah. So this is my port 3000. So what will I do? I'll remove this one. Okay. Yeah, I removed port 3000. So now I want to check whether my website is still accessible or not. Yeah. So my website is still accessible. So maybe anyone can check here. Yeah, I'll take a 2 minutes pause here and before going further. Right? So yeah, if anyone has any queries, so you can ask.
Have we discussed Nginx like in previous sessions? Like I was not there, so maybe I'm not aware of the sites enabled and this thing.
Yeah, we kind of went in a brief in last time. So now we were looking like how we are using Nginx and all. So Nginx has two purposes. So one purpose we can use it as a static website hosting. Okay, and another one we'll use as a reverse proxy, as in Yeah. So that is it. Now we are working like in the earlier one when we are going through the web application basics, right? So that is the time we went through Nginx. So now we are going through this particular part, load balancer. Yeah.
Okay.
You have any queries here? Any
Yeah,
part
like
you
I
did?
mean, I didn't understand the parts where like there was some file in the Nginx, right, where you mentioned 80 for redirecting and all.
Okay.
Mm. So what is it? I mean, if you don't mind, can I be a bit slow in navigating through the commands, like in
Okay. Sorry about it.
yeah. No, no, I mean, I am a slow learner, so maybe something from my end also, but if possible, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we our application process through multiple ports. So our browser only can understand these particular ports. Okay. Only port 80 and port 443. So there are two locations, etc available and etc enabled. Okay. So it's a pointer, but we host our all the configuration here basically. Okay. And here for let's say you want one per, I'm gonna show it one more time. Okay. Anyway, so I have one website. Okay. And I have one more one like BMI. Okay. Now I'll set up one more as a Flask. Okay. So the advantage of Nginx is so no one will access the ports directly, the application ports directly. Earlier we are hitting the port directly on the port 5000 and all. So now everyone will come via Nginx. Okay. So this is the folders we created for every project as an Nginx project for every website. So we have created flask.sysdatta.com. We have BMI and we have a default also. And what exactly is there? So this is my location for hotel related, all the static content, right? So that is here. So that's what I'm saying. Okay. So if you go to, yeah. So this is my web location where I have all my site content as in site source files. Okay. So that is var ww. Let me keep it here. Okay. And I'm pointing to this. And I defined two configurations. So one is for port 80. So one is for port 80. Okay. Uh, and one is for port 443. Okay. So when is someone it's HTTP. So when someone is hitting port 80, we want tell to redirect to port 443. Okay. So you're not supposed to access the website here. So the redirect is called 301. Okay. So two configurations were written. So yeah, this is the one. So this listen 80. So we are saying listen check for the port 80 address when someone is trying to access it. And this is for IPv4 and this is for IPv6. And this is my server name. What is the web application name which we are looking for? And this is the 404, the forward for the certbot. Like, so when someone is hitting, so we are supposed to go there and all. And let's say, yeah, with someone is hitting with the HTTP directly. So we are saying, go, don't come here, go to the other one where we mentioned with HTTPS, right? So go to the other one, the redirect. So the redirect configuration was written here. So here the port is 443 Yeah. So here the port is 443 for HTTPS, and this is my server name, as in whatever is the host name, and my index file. Okay. So if you see the host name, the host details. Yeah. So if you see, there is a index.html. We're supposed to be there. Yeah, this is the one. So we are mentioning, so our application will be on index.html. You can access it. So this is the slash. Let's say we discussed this one earlier, path and subpath. Let's say someone is trying to open a main website, as in the direct one. So we'll go and open this one. Okay. So we can run for this one also. Let's say we can keep for slash endpoint health. Okay. And slash add update. So here we can mention like you can open this one instead of this particular host, right? So we can open a different host and all. So you can tell like server 2. So we can do a redirect. So that's what it is in a nutshell. Yeah. Any more questions here?
So this part was discussed previously, this location thing you're saying?
Uh, yeah, kind of yes. But yeah, we are discussing it. That's it.
So
And
what type of file is this? Like it's a text file or?
yeah, this is a text file. Just a text file.
Hmm.
Like CC, if we have multiple applications in our same local server, like let's assume hotel and BMI in the same VM,
Right.
then how can we configure the engine? So, like we have multiple hosts, right? One is BMI.x data and another one is hotels.sys data.
Right. Sorry, can you repeat your question, Prasad?
Same, multiple websites, like we have one BMI site and another one is hotel sites, right?
Right.
So we are configuring Ngiinx dot var dot www dot var and HTML Ngiinx. So can we
Okay.
configure same Ngiinx for both the websites, or do we need separate Ngiinix
Yeah, you
files?
can configure. Oh, okay. The source, right?
Yeah, the source.
Um, no, source needs to be separate. Like because you are mentioning here, right? There could be conflict. We can try that, but there could be conflict. Okay. So the
Oh,
source code is supposed to be separate because
okay.
it recognizes as a project, right? I think we can configure also. I didn't try it anytime. So we can try that. And one more thing. So here, if you look at this one, for Docker, our source is not here, right? Like it's not hosted locally, the Docker yes, if you see. As in it's running as a Docker, so you cannot specify the source file, right? See, it's so for that, see, I didn't mention any source file here. I just mentioned access it at port 3000. Okay. But yeah, I think Prasad, I think that source is let's say it's a label kind of thing, so you can open anywhere. So I think you can give it a try. That should be fine. Yeah, this is the
Oh,
root.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you see this configuration BMI, so I'm not giving any root here because my application is running as a Docker, right? So that is the reason I'm not giving any root. So I'm just mentioning where my application is running on which port, and these are all additional parameters. Okay, so that's what.
So,
And I will say,
what if I run both the applications as a Docker? So let's assume.
you can you
Okay.
can do like I gonna show that. Okay, so if you see,
In that case, we need to have that like directory or static directory for both, right?
No, no, we don't need to have any static directory. You need to have only configuration file. That's it.
We directly configure inside the configuration file. That's it.
Yes, that's it. So I think so.
But
We'll copy the same one. Yeah, if you see this, so I'm not mentioning any static directory here, right? So this is certificates. Okay. So here there is nowhere I mentioned directory. Okay. So let me copy this. See, let me run the Docker. Okay. So history grep. I'll check the port number. So yeah, this is running in port 5000. So Docker 5050. Okay, looks like there is already running. Yes. Okay. Docker logs. Yeah, this is running and I'll hit a localhost crap. It's running on 5000. Okay. Yeah, that's wrong. Okay. Uh, I'll clean it up and do a rebuild again. Yeah. So it's running on port 5050. And if I do a curl, yeah, I'm able to access the website locally. Okay. Now the another same problem. The port 5050 is not open. Okay. Yeah, it's not open here. So what will we do? We'll ask Nginx to do a traffic forward for us, and also we'll ask Nginx to do a cert bot renewal for us. Okay. So what we'll do? Let's open a file for Nginx. Okay. cd etc Nginx. So we have sites available. I'll go there. So I have two websites. So I'll recopy the BMI website. Okay. pp BMI 2. I'll call this one as a flask. Sudo vi. Yeah. So crap. This is wrong because it has Nginx, but this one I doesn't have engine. This one has certbot, so I don't have one. So I'll rename this. So let me define it properly. I'll clean this one. Yeah,
I
my
have a small
application name
doubt.
is.
Sorry,
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a small doubt here. Will that port conflict will clear? Like we have same port for different applications. Will that
No,
work?
I'm gonna change this one.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, this is the port you're asking, right? Proxy pass.
Yeah.
Or this one.
No,
No, so
the top.
the top one, right? This is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so we
even the
should.
listen port as well. Like we're using 80 for HTTP, right?
Yeah. So
Will that
yeah, there
conflict?
should not be. Right, right. So yes, ma'am, there should not be any conflict because port 80. So when you are hitting a website, right? Okay. So let's take one, Amazon.com. Okay. So we can go to DNS checker. Yeah, I think it's taking well. Okay. So let's hit the Amazon.com. Okay. Yeah. Do you see how many servers you're hitting? Right. So three servers you're hitting. Okay. So if you come back, so we'll take this one, 185, 74, and 70. Okay. Now what I'll do orders.amazon.com. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. It's going to redirect. But that also, if I check here, okay. If you see this one, it's going for a different website, different DNS. Okay. So now, so what exactly happening behind is, let's keep this one here. So when you are hitting a main website, Amazon.com, okay, so without any slash, that means without any sub URL, subparts, slash. So what you are hitting is you are hitting a load balancers. So one load balancer, another load balancer, and another load balancer. Okay. Now your website has a multiple replicas, right? Let's consider Docker. Okay. So you have one website here. So one Docker. Okay. So you have one more for this, and you have one more copy, right? So if you see this, yeah, I think that problem also will solve by Docker Compose. So let's see. Wait, I'll come back to the different problem. Okay. So if you see, you have multiple, let's say you call one server or a couple of servers. So you have containers running here. Okay. And you have a copy running here, and you have a copy running here. So based on based on the load balancer you are hitting, so your application request will go to any server. Yeah. So you will never get to know. And if you are asking me which port they are running, only this load balancer has a port 80. Okay. And yeah, I should be showing another example actually. So let me spin up one more autoscaler. Uh, yeah, this should come up. So only load balancer has port 80. Okay. So if you are asking me which port these applications run, we don't know. It can be anything. Okay. Like 3024, 8080, 5050, anything can run anywhere. Okay. And in your multi-complex organization, right? Like in your complex architecture, so you will not go by ports, you will go by services, service names. Okay. Instead of ports, ports are static, right? So instead of that, you will go by service names. So if you see a Docker compose, okay, let me see. Yeah, let me run this one up. So okay, and I need to add a link. I'm basically doing a pointer. Sudo nginx -t. Okay. Too many symbolic links. I have defined two tails. So yeah, I need rephrase. Same thing. Oh, okay. I defined the link wrong. My bad. I'm doing one more time. Sudo nginx -t. Okay. 00. Contacting server name on port 80. Ignored service. Okay. Yeah, my bad. I think. Yeah, you're right, man. Like, I think everything is listening. Okay, I'll come to that. Okay. So before this, so let's go to the one which you mentioned, cd-mun. Yeah, if you see here, right? So we are defining the services. Okay. Services Mongo, services Flask, and services Frontend. Okay. Um, yeah, can Nginx. So what I'll search for is Nginx point to Docker Compose service. let me verify my BMI app. So let me register a line first. Okay. So this is done. Let me bring up my site once. I think I was doing for Flask. Okay. So there are two parts here. So we will do one by one. So the first part we are doing the verifying the service. Okay. So cd etc nginx sites available. Okay. I'm opening this one. So here the problem is I'm hitting the curl as port 3000. Okay. So instead of that, if I want to hit the yeah, I think with this the port number is mandatory. Let me check. Yeah, man. So yeah, so this way the problem with the plain Docker is so here we need to specify the port number. Okay, so port. Okay, port 1000. So that becomes a static. But if you go to a orchestrator, something like K8s or Docker Swarm, okay, so there must be a way. There could be one service which will translate these to port numbers. Okay, so let's say if it is BMI, so it will automatically translate to IP and port. Okay. So what exactly happens in a complex environment? So when you hit a URL, it will go to load balancers. Load balancers will not remember the port numbers, but they will remember the services. Okay. So they will go and hit these services. Okay. So I'll come back to Flask before coming any doubt here up to this part.
No, sir.
In between, he showed something in AWS, right? Like some security group or something. Like, what is
Ah,
the intention of that? I didn't understand.
okay. Security group as in like you have a yeah, that came in firewall, like Linux firewall. Okay, but let me explain. So you have a EC2 instance. So your application will be running on port 3000. Okay. So your Linux VM will have a firewall, the OS level firewall. Okay. So instead of this, so you can have a router level firewall. Okay. Whereas coming to AWS, so AWS hosts this one as hypervisor on top of something like a small hardware. Okay. So you have EC2 level firewall. Okay. Now what's happening is if I enable this firewall, okay. So what you do is you will open the application directly on port 3000. My bad. Yeah. So if I enable the firewall, what happens is people will be able to access the ports directly on the host. Okay. So 3000, 5000, and everything. Okay. Which is wrong. You're not supposed to do like that. Okay. So instead of this, we'll close all the ports. So no one can open the ports directly. So we'll ask Nginx to do the traffic forward. The as in the load balancer to do the traffic forward. So any traffic you want to hit, so you will I'll tell like okay, you go to Nginx, you will come by a Nginx route. So Nginx will allow only URLs, and Nginx will forward you the traffic.
So
You
Nginx is
understood?
outside the EC2.
Yes, it's supposed to be outside the EC2. I'll show you that one also. Okay, like right now, I showed inside EC2, all this here. It can be outside also. So ideally, it will be outside.
Okay. So just
Uh,
to understand, so in your example, as of now, all these apps are on the same instance, right? Like the
yes,
hotel thing, DMA. Okay.
yes. Yeah, I'll open one more now. I'll take another 10 minutes time. So I'll open Flask application. I'll do this DigiCert authentication. Okay. After that, I'll bring Nginx outside directly. Okay. So let me set up the Flask application. Sudo Nginx-t. Okay, conflict is server name on port 80. It's saying the duplicate server name. So let me go to Flask. Okay. Hmm. So my server name is wrong here. So let me update the server name. Yeah, Sugrit, I'm spinning up the things from scratch again for the Flask. So you can ask any questions you have. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So my Flask application is running on port 050. Okay. But if I open this one and so you cannot open the port 5050 because it's blocked. Okay. So you have to come through the main gate. Okay. So now let me spin up the configuration here. Okay. Vi sudo vi flask.com. I think this is being deleted. So I'm saying let's go for only HTTP port 80 and my server name is Flask. That's all. I'll say my application is running on port 3000. So save it. Now do nginx-t service nginx reload. Done. Okay.
Flask
Curl.
is on 5050, right? No?
Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Now, if I do flask.system.com, yeah, I think you're clicking on whiteboard Sukrit. Yeah, so it's opening, but it's opening an insecure website. Yes. I'll do auto scale to 2 inches. This part is working. Let me open the port and double check once. Open it for verification. Okay. So my host IP is this, and port is 505. Okay, ये तो open हो रहा है. Like, so my application is working outside. Only the problem is with the Nginx is not traffic sending it properly. Okay, so let me send it again. I can check the logs, what's happening. So you have two things, tail error.log and sudo tail error.log. Okay, perhaps I'll do a Nginx reload again. Local, uh, I'm able to access the DNS. Okay, yeah, my bad. The DNS IP is wrong. So let me update the DNS IP. So ask. Okay, uh, I should be able to access it now. Yeah, I can open my Flask. Okay. Now, coming back, what I'll do is I'll set up the Flask on two different servers. Okay. Yeah, now I have two servers running. CS2 and CS1. Or let's call it Nginx. Okay. So I'll open this one, ECS2. So what I'll do, I'll set up my Flask application, or let's say VM application there directly. And I want to port forward between both of these. Okay. So, right. So let's see. I'll copy. So I have one EC2 server now. I'll bring Nginx out. I have one more EC2 server. I have one more EC2 server. Okay. So let's note down the IP names so you will have an idea. Let's call this one as Ubuntu server 1. This one as server 2. Okay. So server 2 local IP is this. And public IP is this. Okay. Server 1 ka local IP is this. And public IP is this. Okay. I have my Ngiinx. So this one, I have this, and I have this. Okay. So this the public IP is not a static IP here. So what we'll do, we'll use a internal IP here. Okay. And we will make this one as a communication or the host name as a communication here. Okay. So what we do, we will log into this particular one, 44, Nginx, connect. Sudo systemcpl status Nginx. No. Sudo apt install Nginx. Okay, it's doing a lot of stuff. It's like, how about this? Yeah, I'll spin up a simple website here. Okay. Sudo you can do with Apache also. Have this and yeah, here I'm bringing up the application. Basically, I'm doing the same step, so it's okay. So I want to target the BMI app, as in, let's say, B. Okay, so the simple way is Docker compose up -d. Hmm. I think this one is having a problem. Let me go to class. Go for class. Class. It's running on port 5000 and okay. Docker build -t plus. I'll check if I can spin up the Nginx again. Sudo apt update and sudo apt install Nginx. Okay. Docker run -d plus and -t. Okay, so here my application is running on port 5000 in my server 2. Okay, so plus okay, so here my application is running on port 5000 5050. Okay, now I should find a way from Nginx server to route the traffic from here to here. Okay, so let me go to my Nginx. So Nginx is installed. PC Nginx CD sites available. So I'll copy the file block from there. So vi plus. So this is how it should be. So what I'm defining an upstream called Flask backend. Okay. And my upstream is at these two servers. Okay. Server one with the port number 5050. So let me pick up the server ones from here. So let me define it here better. So new file. And if I go to my one, my private IP is this and Docker PS. Yes, my private IP is this and it's running on port 5050. So 59 and the other one 80. Okay. And here we are doing a proxy pass, as in like we are doing like as in a reverse proxy, it's gonna act and it's gonna distribute the traffic to these two. Okay. So let's go and set this block. Okay. Sudo okay. Sudo service nginx reload. So what I'll do, I'll point my DNS to here. Okay. So my DNS to this one. Okay. So where this is 44, going here, save, done. So let me hit it. Oh, plus ht plus dot top should be p. Yeah, I'm able to open. The problem is I will not know where the traffic is going. Okay, so no, check where the traffic. Let me do a curl again. Okay. Uh, do I have putty? Let's say, how can I do curl? Okay, yeah, I do have a local server. Cool. This is my local server, as in like a mini PC hosted here. Like just a, it's my lap, like next to my laptop. So I gonna curl the flask here. Okay. So curl -v. I'll remove the v and okay. So I'm not getting the response here, but ideally what's happening? Uh, you can check the access logs. Okay. So let's go to Nginx one more time. So check the, yeah, it's going only for 9696. I don't know why, but yeah, let me into it one second. VI. I'm updating my log format here. Okay. So server log. Okay, I added a log here, like to show the logs where the request is going. Okay, and let me add it here also. This Nginx reload. Okay, now let me try to access it. Uh, Let me try to access it again. Now let's check the servers.
But you can't share though. But you can draw on your screen.
Sorry. James, you're saying?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll try to improvise the log format once. Let me hit it again one more time. Yeah, sorry. What happened? I should not. I should have locked the Zoom, so that's okay. Yeah. How to clean this up?
There should be an eraser, Shashi, on white markboard. Can you try it?
So I should click. Okay. So yeah, coming back, we just want to see the logs, where the logs are coming from. Okay. So let's see. Let me try one last try. Let's see. Yeah, I think there is an error or some log. One second. Okay, so the problem is it's saying failed to connect upstream client at this one. Okay, so let me try this. Curl. Okay. Yeah, I should allow the security groups to local traffic. Okay, local communication. So what will I do is I'll just allow for this particular IP range. Okay, so give me. So one big group. Sorry. This is this right? 194. Okay, and here also I'll allow in dot 0 slash 194 slash 32. So I'm allowing only from the load balancer server. So let me retry it again. And oh, no root to host. Okay, and let me try the other one. One dot 80, right? So Okay, I think it's launched different region. Let me try for 159. Okay. Phew, okay, it's working. So the other problem is I need to add a route. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, let me add a route.
So the issue is like only one server is getting hit always. That's the issue, or is it something?
Yeah, only one server is getting hit because of the routing problem. Okay, so let me try to fix it. Yeah, earlier both of the servers are not getting hit because the port's internal traffic communication rate is not allowed.
Mhm. But it loaded, right? The flash set loaded, right? Once after this
Yeah,
configuration.
I think it must be cache. So
Oh,
I'll do one thing. I'll spin up one more probably. Let me get rid of this. Yeah, earlier one launched in 1B region. Okay, so I'll spin up one more. Yeah, it's updating capacity. Maybe there is a way I can keep it to. Yeah, this also is loading in 1B. So let me spin up one more in one year. So I'll update this port number. Okay, so I can spin out quickly. So Flask. So I've got P1. let's pick up the same one. Right? So close this. I can do a. Let me spin it up again. So it go. So, yeah. Meanwhile, I'll update my load balancer again. So I'll go to my Ngiinx VI, and this is 59, and this is 23. Okay. If the so okay, so it should be able to access now 1023. Okay, so now let me try the hitting again. So yes. Yeah, I think that's because let me update the, yeah, I think it's going to another server. Okay. So let me update the, yeah. Now check the logs. 7.9. So systems here. Yeah, let me try. I think no traffic is coming here. There is some problem. I'll troubleshoot and fix it. So maybe I'll cover this one as an intro. In the next session, I'll come up with the proper setup. So yeah, I'll take a break here. Some issues came in with the load balancing, so I'll recheck that. Yeah, any urgents you have? Like tomorrow, I'm planning to put one more session for Kubernetes. So yeah, before that, like yeah, any other questions you have? Yes.
Should we know any prerequisites for Kubernetes? Do you recommend?
No, nothing. Like Docker. I mean, you kind of followed the sessions, I hope. So if you are aware of the Docker, that should be fine.
Yeah, like actually, maybe last 1 2 months I didn't attend. Like, were there any sessions on Docker extra?
Yeah, Docker. Yeah, there is a session. You can go through the introduction, maybe perhaps
Okay.
introduction, Docker image, and all. So
Yeah, I'll try that. Yeah, thank you.
yeah. Any other questions about the load balancing part?
So in general, how does Nginx know like which server to pass the load? Like it has some internal algorithm or something?
The load balancing, there is an algorithm. Okay, but the targets we are specifying right here.
Yeah.
Okay, and also we can specify the weight. Okay, and then specify. So here, right, we are saying like the server one and server two. So here we can specify the weight. Okay, that's so you can mention like, okay, this should be a high priority. I think I can open the ports, but let me open the ports and give it a try. So maybe that could be a problem. It's hanging up. I think somewhere some issue is there. It's not responding properly. Yeah, so here you can specify the load as in like wait, okay, what should be my priority? Uh, Wait, three, and yeah, should be one. So this is the percentage ratio. So we can specify that also. Okay. So I'll try to troubleshoot and record this part. So where there is a problem. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? So please, Prasad.
No, I think it's good. Yeah.
No, no, from my side as well. So.
Okay. Yeah. I got to cover like other parts like so I didn't go for the SSL here, the SSL breaking, right? So that's called. I think I can do one thing. I can cover Nginx continuation, okay, and then I can set up a traffic or caddy or something, okay. So to do the same thing, so one would be caddy server, okay, but that will become too complex, and so you are supposed to know about the SSL breaking, okay. So here you specify the SSL at your level, server level. So yeah, there would be, so up to here the request would be HTTPS. Okay, so once it's enter server, the request would be HTTP. So we didn't specify the certs yet, but that's how it will be. So it will break the SSL from here. The load balancer will take care of it. So we can configure that also. And perhaps we can know better when we are discussing this. So that's nothing but a Nginx replica there. Yeah, I guess I'll close it here. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining.